get a load of all these gorgeous flowers. Angiosperms, or flowering plants like this rhododendron here, use these flowers to reproduce by attracting pollinators who move from flower to flower, cross-pollinating them so that they can form the seeds to the next generation. And over 80% of flowering plants depend on these pollinator species to reproduce, which includes bats, birds, and a wide variety of insects, most famously bees. But these pollinators aren't just important for wildflowers, they're also necessary for most fruits and vegetables that we eat, such as tomatoes, peppers, strawberries, blueberries, apples, peaches, and so on. About 30% of global food production depends on these pollinators. Honeybees alone do about 90% of that work, as they're incredibly efficient and have been proven to dramatically increase crop yields. But these species don't solely depend on our crops to survive. They need a diverse mix of healthy forests, grassland, and other uncultivated ecosystems in order to flourish. Unfortunately, populations of many of these pollinators are in decline due to habitat destruction, disease, and pesticide use, and that's a pretty big deal. Not only do native plant species depend on them to survive, but so do our agricultural industries around the world, with the economic value of pollinator crops being $1.2 billion in Canada and $13.4 billion in the US annually. In British Columbia alone, these services are valued at a whopping $267 million annually, and that's not even considering the impacts to our society should their populations collapse and we suddenly don't have enough food to eat. It doesn't take an investment banker to know how valuable that is. So planting more native flowers, using fewer pesticides, and restoring habitats such as grasslands, hedgerows, and riparian buffers is all incredibly important for the survival of these pollinators, and thus all that depend on them, from these flowers to our crops and ourselves.